I experienced the most racist encounter of my life. Imagine a woman kicking water in your face and laughing at you with her husband. Imagine being accused of exchanging intimate favors for cruise tickets. I'm currently on a cruise with Virgin Voyages, and I just want to caveat this video by saying Virgin, absolutely incredible. Their staff, absolutely incredible. The support and understanding I got today from the Virgin staff, that's really what saved me from losing my head. So I'm on this cruise with my mum. It's her first time going on a cruise. She's super excited about it. As part of this cruise, I was given access to Rich's rooftop, and it's a part of the rooftop of the ship reserved for VIP guests. Now, typically when you're on a Virgin cruise, you're given a red wristband, but if you're VIP, you're given a black wristband. The black wristband, you get access to the rooftop, or you can also get access to the rooftop with a red wristband if you have a VIP access card. My mum and I decided we wanted a chill one, and we just wanted to lounge at the rooftop. So we go to the rooftop and we get like a little day bed. My mum takes a picture of me, and an older gentleman jumps in front of the picture, and he's being like very jovial and silly. So I think, oh, maybe he's a bit tipsy, he just wants to be in the picture, whatever. I just don't think anything of it. 5 minutes after that, I noticed him and his partner. They sat in the day bed like opposite us. She goes off to do something. He said, oh, can I ask you a question? I said, oh yeah, sure, go ahead. And he says, how did you get in here? I said, excuse me. He said, how are you in here? I said, how am I in where? He said, here. And I said, I used my card and I got in. I have a Rich's rooftop card. So I then asked, how are you in here? He says, oh, I have a black band. I have a band. And I said, oh, okay, cool. I sit down, and a member of staff comes up to me, and he says to me, oh, I just want to let you know that one of the other people on the cruise has complained about you. And I said, complain about me? Why? And he said, oh, they said that you were taking pictures of them and you made them feel uncomfortable. And I was like, what? And then I immediately realized who it was. And then I said to the member of staff, I didn't even take his picture. My mum took a picture of me. Her back was to him, and he jumped into the picture, and he was like, don't worry, I saw everything. I saw everything. I'm just letting you know that they've complained. I was like, thank you so much for letting me know. At this point, I didn't assume there was like a big issue. So I'm like, let me not take another picture. Maybe some people just like don't like cameras around, and that was his way of being passive aggressive and saying like, oh, I don't want you to take a picture while you're up here. Cool. So I was like, let me not take any pictures. So I just sat with my mum. We were chilling. The gentleman and his partner had realized, oh, they're still here. They saw the staff member speak to me, and then the staff member like smiled, joked with me. I even got drinks, and I think they put two and two together, and they were like, we complained about them and they didn't get kicked out of this area. Like, what's going on? I then see the gentleman stand up and go to the bar, and something in my spirit said, Tony, go to the bar too. Go and grab another drink. I wasn't even thirsty. I just wanted to go to the bar because I just felt in my spirit that he was going to complain about me again. Bear in mind, I've not done anything to this man. I'm simply existing with my mother. I also mentioned that we were the only black people in Rich's rooftop at this time. I go to the bar. Again, the staff are being absolutely lovely. They're like, oh, hey, like, do you want something to drink? Let me sort you out, cool. And I was like ordering my drink, and then I hear him shouting, I don't care. I don't care. Get them out. I don't want them here. Get them out of here. And then the staff member who'd been so nice to me had said to this guy, like, look, I can't just, they're allowed to be here. I can't just kick them out. And he says, these are your rules. These are your rules. They don't have a black band. They shouldn't be in here. And he's like, they have a card. They can be in here. He was shouting at the staff, asking them why the hell they hadn't kicked me and my mum out, that he does not want us here. I go back to my mother, I hand her a drink, and I'm like, Mum, you know, this guy is shouting at the staff, saying that the staff should kick us out. My mum's like, what have we done? I'm like, Mummy, he's seething, absolutely seething that we have not been kicked out. I do not know how miserable a human being has to be that pressed about something. You might have seen us in the beginning with our red bands, and you took issue with that. Okay, cool, right? But the second a staff member, to be fair, the second I told you we have cards, you should have just let it rest. But the second a staff member told you they are allowed to be here, they have cards, they have access to be here, that should have been it. At this point in my mind, I'm like, okay, this man and his girlfriend, whatever, clearly racist, right? I've come to this conclusion because it's the only thing that is making sense in my mind right now. My mom and I wanted to go into the hot tub, and we were like, okay, when these people leave, we'll go in. So the people leave, we're about to go in, and we see this couple go into the hot tub. And then I say to my mom, I'm gonna go in the hot tub. And she's like, really? And I say, yeah. Your annoyance about my existence is not gonna change the outcome. After 5 or 10 minutes of them being in the hot tub, I get into the hot tub. I'm just there. I don't say anything. I just sit in the hot tub. I have my drink in my hand. And do you know what happens? The woman kicks water into my face. She's laid in the hot tub and she intentionally kicks her feet to splash water into my face. And at that point, I knew exactly what they were doing. They were trying to intentionally push me and antagonize me in a way that they hoped would garner a reaction from me, an outburst or a reaction that is so significant it would then justify staff kicking me out. So she splashes this water in my face, and her partner burst into laughter at this water hitting my face. And do you know what I did? I wiped my face and I just looked into the space like nothing had happened, because there was no way in hell I was going to let you get me to that point. And I had more than enough reason and right to be angry. And they realized this isn't working. So then they decide to be very passive aggressive in the way they're communicating. They're talking about how I don't belong there. And then the husband says, or I don't even think they're married. The man says, oh, honey, this is the life. And we didn't even need big fake eyelashes to be here. I turn to him and I say, do you have a problem with me being here? He says, yeah, I do. I do have an issue. You don't belong here. And I'm like, excuse me? And he said, we paid to be here. We didn't just get given it for free. We paid to be here. I don't want you here. Then the woman kind of like scoffs. And I'm like, just so confused, right? And then she turns to me, the woman turns to me and she's like, oh, we didn't have anyone to be here.
Guys won't believe what happened to this woman and her mom while they were just trying to enjoy a vacation. It's 2025 and people still can't mind their own business. Let's talk about it. So Toni Tone shared something really upsetting. She and her mom were on vacation, just relaxing, minding their own business, when a couple came up and caused a scene for no reason, simply because they didn't like seeing them there. Oh my God, in 2025! Let that sink in. She wasn't loud, she wasn't causing problems. Yeah, she was just existing, just being, just enjoying life. But some people still have a problem with that. Why? It's so sad. It's very sad. It's tiring, and honestly, it makes you wonder how much more do black women have to take. Her mom was there too. Imagine being on holiday with your mother, hoping to make good memories, and then being disrespected like that. That's not just rude, it's trauma. It stays with you. Yeah. So this couple didn't just ruin a moment. They showed how racism still lives in people's hearts. It's like no matter how quiet you are, how respectful you are, someone will still try to make you feel like you don't belong. But guess what? They do belong. They do belong everywhere. Toni Tone was brave to share this. She didn't have to. But by speaking up, she gave voice to what so many black people feel but never say. That fear, that anger, that confusion. What did I do wrong? And the answer is nothing. Just nothing. Let's also talk about how calm and powerful she looked in the video. Even though she was clearly hurt, she still spoke with grace. That's strength. And I hope people watching this realize this is not a one-time thing. It happens too often in hotels, on flights, at restaurants, just walking down the street. It's exhausting to always be on guard. So, to the people who keep saying it's not that bad anymore, this is why we still talk about racism, because it still ruins vacations. I hope that couple sees this video and feels ashamed. I hope they understand what they did, and if they don't, that says everything. So let's take a look in some comments. Someone said, your story reminds me of a time I traveled to Paris on Eurostar. We traveled on business class because my wife worked at Eurostar at the time, so she got VIP passes for the lounge. On our way back, we decided to go to the VIP lounge, and while there, I decided to use the free phone in there to arrange for taxi back in London. So random white guy came and as he walked past me, said, that phone is not for you. Oh my God, yours is out there, he said. I then pulled out the pass and showed him. He went and sat at the farthest corner out of embarrassment. This is so sad, man. Another one asked, were they kicked out? It shouldn't be okay for them to behave in that matter. Another one said, I'm white, I'm senior. I would never treat another person that way. I would have said, cool, you got a pass card, let's have a drink. Another one said, rich people don't go on cruises, they own yachts. That couple should buy a boat if they don't want diversity in a cruise for all places. Another one said, oof, Tony, that's awful, I'm so sorry. So this video has a lot of comments. Another one said, I wonder why the staff didn't report them to the captain of the ship. They could have been locked up on the ship. The captain of a ship has more authority than the captain of a plane. Yeah. Another one said, as a black woman, I have learned that a lot of these people are miserable and just jealous. Look at her. She literally looks like melted ice cream. They literally are so jealous of black women. It's so scary. Oh my God. This is unbelievable. Another one said, so sorry, my dear. I experienced racism in Philadelphia International Airport coffee shop from a Caucasian couple, and all I was doing was just ordering coffee. Funny thing is, they were on the same plane coming to my beautiful Island, Jamaica. Just crazy. Oh, this was crazy. Another one said, I have worked on cruise ships, and if I were you, I would put in a formal complaint with the captain on their behavior, and hopefully they will do something about them. Another one said, I'm annoyed the staff allowed them to harass you and your mom. So those are the comments some people were saying online. Tony, we see you, we hear you, and we stand with you. This story is not just about one vacation, it's about how black women are still disrespected for simply existing. Yeah, if you have ever felt this way, know that you are not alone. Speak up, share your story, and let the world know we are not going anywhere. Yeah, we are not going. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the love and support. I love you back, guys. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.